How can you create something new in what you already know? It's not possible. True change and true transformation will require of you to step into the unknown, to step into uncertainty. And there's no way around that. Because in order to truly transform who you are, to live into something new that you're not currently living into right now, will require of you to be a little bit uncertain, to be in the unknown, to not necessarily understand everything and how it's all working, because you're literally jumping into something that you've never been before. That's going to feel scary, that's going to feel uncertain, but it's the only way to create true transformation and change. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you how to step into the unknown and become comfortable with it. So if you're new to this channel, what I want you to do is to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, because I do post a new video every single day. Also, if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, hit the link that's in the description box of this video to apply for a free consultation. So the first thing I want you to understand is that true change has to be in the unknown. It has to be. How can you change in the known? Think about this for a second. If you want to be something new, something that you haven't been before, how can that be manifested in the known, in the same patterns of the ego that you've been living into? It's just not going to happen. That's a false expectation. If you think that you're going to stay in the reality that you already know, the reality that you're comfortable with, to shift into a new reality and to create something new, that's a false expectation, and false expectations always lead to frustration. You're going to be frustrated, you're not going to understand why you feel so scared. But if you just brace yourself and understand that, wait a second, in order to change, I have to be in uncertainty, and there's no way around that. What happens there is you begin to create a powerful foundation and an expectation where you don't have to worry so much, because you understand that change happens in the unknown. I've never had a powerful breakthrough experience in my life, whether it was in my meditations or my finances or my career or my relationships, in the known. It's just not going to happen. Every breakthrough that I've ever had required of me to step into the unknown, whether it was dropping out of school, whether it was doing something that I wasn't comfortable doing, like recording videos, or taking calls with clients, or investing more money than I'm comfortable investing. See, if you want to make more money and be more financially free, that's going to require of you to make a jump in your finances and begin to take actions of a person that is financially free, which is not who you are now. Maybe that's going to require of you to spend more money than you've been spending, and that's going to feel unknown and scary. It has to. If you have the identity of somebody that doesn't have a lot of money, and then you want to become somebody that has more money, you're going to have to take the leap of faith and invest more money than you're currently comfortable investing, even though you're at that identity, to make that jump. And so that's going to feel unknown and scary. If you want to become somebody that's a full-time YouTuber, for example, but you're currently living in a 9-to-5 job you don't enjoy, that may require of you to drop out of that thing that you're doing and to do something else. That's going to feel uncomfortable and scary. And so miracles happen in the unknown. And the only place that miracles can happen is in the unknown. It can't happen in the known. I don't see a way for transformation to happen without a letting go of the old and then a building of the new. It just can't happen any other way. And when the ego has this idea that we're gonna have this transformation but stay comfortable, that is a false expectation. It's a false expectation. And so the first thing I want you to just really understand is that true change happens in the unknown. So if you're watching this video, you want to change, you want to step into a higher reality, understand that it will not happen in the known. It's impossible. It can't. It just can't. It's the cold, hard truth. But the beautiful thing is, the unknown is beautiful. The unknown is what makes life fun. And I'm going to get to that in a little bit, but the first thing you got to understand is that true change happens in the unknown and the uncertainty of life. And that can seem scary, but it's a good thing to know and to embody that fully, which leads me to the second thing I want you to understand. Just let go of the need to know. Just let it go. The ego has this idea that we need to know everything. You as this tiny little ego, this small little ego structure in the entire universe, and you think you know everything. You really think you need to know everything. You think that all the things you manifested in your life, you did all of it with your ego? That's not all your ego. There's a deeper intelligence working here, and your ego doesn't need to know everything. If you think your ego needs to know everything, that's going to leave you feeling incredibly disempowered. Incredibly disempowered. See, this information that I'm teaching to you can do two things. It can empower you, or it can disempower you. And the key is to realize that when you let go of the need to know, yes, that's scary. Yes, it feels a little bit uncertain, but if you finally come to terms with the fact that we don't need to know everything logically, when you just let go of the need to understand the moment logically, that is true empowerment and freedom. That is true freedom. Imagine if you were to truly become comfortable with the fact that you don't know, period. You just don't know. You don't know what the future holds. You don't know even truly why everything is the way that it is. The paradox is that when you understand the fact that you don't know, you're going to know more than any other human being on the planet, because true knowing is not logical. When I say let go of knowing, I'm not talking about that deeper intelligence, that deeper knowing that doesn't require logic. I'm talking about letting go of the logical need to know. The logical need to know. The logical need to understand everything. Logic is great. Logic is beautiful. But if you just let go of that need to know logically, what's going to happen is that miracles will happen in your life. That old identity that you were attached to, that you thought needed to know everything, you finally let go of that. And then things start to fall into place. Things start to align in a way that you didn't even know was possible. And of course, you didn't know was possible, because what you thought was possible from that frame of reality was a limitation. And the only way to let go of that limitation is to step into the awkwardness of the unknown. Let go of the need to know. Maybe you're dropping out of a career path. You don't like this career path. You don't know where that's going to take you. Let go of the need to know. Why do you have to know? What if things can just be that easy, where you take those bold actions in life? And once again, like I always say in my videos, I'm not here to tell you what to do. It's your choice. But what if life was just so easy that we don't have to logically analyze everything? What if we could just allow the deeper intelligence to do the work, and you just take the actions that feel right in your heart? Can life really be that easy? It has been for me. It really has been for me. It hasn't been as hard as my mind thought it would. Anytime my mind creates a story around how difficult something is going to be, how hard something is going to be, it never ends up being as hard as what my mind thought it was going to be. Because the mind likes to create stories. It likes to conceptualize. It likes to create stories and think about how much resistance there's going to be when we're doing that thing. But the thing that creates resistance is not the actual thing that you're worried about. The resistance comes from our own minds. It's the stories. The thinking in our own minds is what creates the resistance. There's no actual resistance by doing that thing like dropping out of school. Me thinking about dropping out of school and building up all that suspense, yeah, that was really scary. When I actually went through with it, I felt free. I felt more free and liberated than I've ever felt in my life. All the thoughts about me thinking about how I'm gonna tell people, that was the resistance. The actual conversation, which wasn't easy to some degree, there was a lot of objections when I was dropping out of school over a year ago. Yeah, it was a hard conversation, but the thoughts about the conversation were way harder. And had I just let go of the need to know in the past, it would have been way easier, but I had to go through that lesson. So letting go of the need to know makes your whole life way easier. It makes your whole life way easier because you don't have to think about everything. You don't have to pre-analyze everything. You can just be in the moment now and let go of the need to know. Let go of the need to logically know, and watch how it's much easier to step into the unknown. Now, the third thing I want to share with you is knowing everything is boring. Knowing everything is boring. That's the third thing I want you to understand. When we need to know everything, life becomes stale. Life becomes boring. When you know everything, when you're stuck in the same patterns day in, day out, when we do the same things every single day, that becomes stale. That becomes boring. Life becomes more enjoyable, at least for me, when I step into the unknown and I take those risks. Now, like I always say, I'm not here to tell you to take any risks. It's your life to live. You gotta follow your heart. Now that sounds cliche, but you have to follow your intuition. You have to follow your heart. And the way that I personally live my life is in uncertainty. I love being in uncertainty. That's what makes life fun. When I stay in the same patterns day in, day out, if I do the exact same thing every single day, if there's no element of uncertainty and unknown, it becomes stale. I start to take life for granted. I start to not be grateful for those meals that I have, or for the space that I'm in right now, or for everything that has come into my life so far. I start to lose that sacredness. I start to lose that connection to the present moment. That's how it is for me. And so what we need to realize is that stepping into the unknown is what makes life fun. That's what creates the adventure. That's what creates the journey. If you know everything, you are going to be bored, at least the way that it works in my life and the way that I see it. So knowing everything is boring. It really is boring. You want to have more spontaneity in your life. Spontaneity. Pretty sure that's how you say it. Not because I told you you need to be more spontaneous, but because you truly start to become bored with knowing. Knowing everything is boring. If you do the same thing 9 to 5, you have the same patterns every single day, same exact thing. That's definitely a generalization. You definitely could have fun doing the same thing every single day. I record videos every single day, right? That's a pattern. But the thing is, what makes it fun is me not knowing how the video is going to turn out, right? I have a certain structure that I come into the video with, absolutely. But part of what makes it fun is me tapping into the flow state and being in a state of not knowing. So even the same thing that I do every single day, which is record a video, the only way that can be fun is if there's an element of uncertainty in the video, a flow state, an element of chaos. Not because I know every single word that I'm gonna say. I don't have a script in these videos. I know what I'm gonna talk about, I have a structure, but there's no script. That's what makes it fun. You don't want to become like a robot, doing the same autopilot things every single day. You want to have that element of spontaneity in your life, that element of adventure in your life, that element of, I don't know where I am right now and things are kind of scary. That's fun. When I personally learned to become comfortable in the unknown and the uncertainty, that is when I started to begin living my life. That's when things became more fun. That's when things became more enjoyable. So understand that knowing everything is boring. Okay, so that's all I have for this video. Once again, if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, hit the link that's in the description box of this video to apply for a free consultation. As always, have yourself a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.